So friends, I find myself yet again with 3 cameras that I purchased off eBay, and let's just say it was a whole lot, but for the sake of argument, these cost me $30 each, which is a great price for mirrorless Micro Four Thirds cameras of the Olympus persuasion. But this game of buying low and selling high is a game of shrewdness and cunning. It's not a race. Or as the great Zap Brannigan said, in the game of chess, you can never let your opponent see your pieces.
If we can hit that bullseye, the rest of the dominoes will fall like a house of cards. Checkmate.
At any rate, let's go one by one. I have one E-PL1 model here, which has a battery and a fully functioning IBIS system. Now, normally in these cameras, the IBIS system goes awry. That's due to the fact that it's made out of some plastic gearing and it's not well designed, and sooner or later the inevitable happens. The system goes bad and you are left without an IBIS system in your camera, though a pretty much fully functioning camera. Now, in the other E-PL1, this one, well, I sold the battery and the other accessories of it. I had a viewfinder which I didn't know was quite popular. I managed to salvage some cash off that. This one doesn't have a battery and it doesn't have a fully functioning IBIS, but in both of these cameras the sensors are clean, as you can see in the secondary camera here, and also they have minimum wear and tear on the body. It's pretty well constructed and a nice feeling camera, although the screen is a smaller one and it doesn't really inspire too much admiration or rather confidence in usage. Nevertheless, bargain basement bottomed out prices for these cameras. Now here, what I have is a bit of a jewel. This, well, at least to my mind, this is an E-PL3, which is fully functioning, has the correct IBIS system, and what I mean by that is this IBIS is not plastic gear driven but rather magnet driven. So that means that whenever you shake the camera and accidentally drop it or scuff it, it might not render the system useless and it still could function properly. By the way, sad to say, I was using this as a 4th camera, and I did drop it once and I did affect the IBIS, though it seemed to get back on its track, and I will show you this right now if I will manage to put this battery back together. I will turn the camera on and see what this thing will do, right? So here we are, it's turned on, and as you can see, the IBIS is not showing any errors, meaning the IBIS works. And well, considering I paid only $30 for each at a lot, at an average price, this seems to be a good opportunity to sell each of them. What I have in store for them, well, it's rather simple. I'm proposing to get on the good E-PL1, meaning the one with the IBIS, with the fully functioning IBIS system. I plan to get around $75 to $80, a bit less for this, about $65, the one without the functioning IBIS system and sold without a battery. And for this E-PL3, I was planning to get at least $110. Now, in fact, I have had this lot of cameras for quite some time now, about 3 or 4 months. It was a difficult process to get hold of the parcel itself. I've encountered some issue with the taxation in my country, and given that the whole lot was had a whole value for the packaging above $200 or so, I encountered some additional issues with the paperwork and the taxation and so what. So it was a big effort on my part to get a hold of these cameras, and the aggravation is not worth the profit. Let's just put it like that. But that really is not the whole story, as I have purchased quite a few more cameras during this period, and my intention was to get as much mileage out of this dealing camera situation as possible, meaning I tried to sell as many cameras as possible in as little time as possible. So far I have reached about 50 transactions or so, which is not quite on the legal side, but the profits made are not really that high in order to create any issues for me, at least at this point. And well, consider it like this: if I generate enough interest with my shady purchases and backdoor offers, and I'm inquired by the local authorities to justify my my winnings, my earnings, then at least my YouTube videos will have generated enough interest to, I don't know, to push the channel further and grow it organically. By the way, James from JM on Cars, I know you hate that expression, but I do believe that organic growth of a YouTube channel is an apt analogy, given that so many of these newer content creators rely themselves on AI. So then, these are the 3 cameras that I have purchased. If all goes well, I am looking at a profit of about, I don't know, $140 to $150, something in that vicinity, which is not much in the grand scheme of things, but will help me further along my plans to acquire, purchase, and experience as many cameras as possible, and possibly make a profit in the process in order to amortize my time and money spent on my YouTube endeavors. So thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and remember, I buy, hoard, and collect useless, obsolete tech stuff, but sometimes I deal in Micro Four Thirds cameras, so you don't have to. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.